Okay, hi there. Well, I just recorded a whole segment and found out it wasn't recording. So, we're going to start over again. I've been wanting to do this update on side effects, and I've been putting it off. We just kind of keep waiting for a little bit more to happen. And now I'm at the hair loss phase, so I've decided this is where I'm going to make the video. I'm going to run through this a little bit, and I know you always see me squinting, and that's because I'm trying to read my notes, but I wear reading glasses, and so now I'm just going to put on the ugly glasses and be able to read my notes. So the things I've been through, you know, it started with chemo day 1. The next day I got hot flashes and started to feel like the achy soreness. Wasn't hungry. I always felt full, and I don't know if that's because of the IV that they put through me, the saline, or if that was just a side effect of the chemo itself, the drug. I'm not sure. But in a week I lost 5 pounds because I just wasn't hungry and wasn't eating right. So you've got to watch that. Day 3 started the injections, and that's when I felt like I got hit by the truck and was just down for the count. Sore, achy, felt like I was coming down with the flu, but no fever and chills. Then my tongue started going numb. It's still numb. I can't taste anything. Everything tastes funny, or it doesn't taste at all. It's very strange to eat something that you know should be good, and it's either bland or just doesn't taste right. The one thing I've been eating that I found I like are hot tamales, the candy. They have that pow in my mouth that I can taste them. It's like something that's strong. I can't eat spicy foods because of my bariatric surgery, and my stomach just doesn't process them anymore. They make me sick. Spices, hot spicy foods make me sick and give me heartburn. So these, for some reason, I can eat, and I wish I couldn't, but yeah, so that's what I've been eating is hot tamales, just because of the flavor punch that they give. Let's see, I got headaches. Tylenol didn't work. I had to take my migraine medication for them. My ears were hurting. I was getting a really sharp pain in my ears. I think I told you about my toes hurting during the night, and they said that it would feel like your bones were contracting or something, like when you were a kid and you got the growing pains. And that's where it hurt for me, was in the toes. The achy and sore, and then my neck started itching. I ended up, my neck started itching over here. It spread over to the other side. My scalp was itching like crazy. I started itching on my leg. Turns out I got hives all over my neck. It was probably on my scalp too, and I just couldn't see it. It turns out it was some sort of allergic reaction to the chemotherapy. Either the chemo or the shots. I'm not sure at this point, but the doctor had me, the oncologist had me start taking Zyrtec to counteract that, and within half an hour of taking the Zyrtec, the itching just started going away. So now I'm just taking the Zyrtec throughout the whole chemotherapy, which in itself is causing my nose to go dry and run and go dry and run, like I have a winter cold. You get the sniffles in the winter when you go from hot to cold and hot to cold. And so now I'm, my nose is getting sore from rubbing it with Kleenex all the time. So that's just like a byproduct of the side effect. I don't know. My lips got really dry and chapped. The only thing I found that would take care of that was bag balm. And so I had to go out and find bag balm. And everybody has the really big tins of bag balm. I had to go out and find a little tube of it, which I guess it's CVS on the mainland. Here it's still Long's. But CVS is the only place that has the tube other than online. So, good thing to have. You can carry it around in your purse. Let's see, Friday is still pretty much the same old, same old. Saturday, day 6. I was starting to get my appetite back, eating more regularly. I made sure I was drinking. Oh, that's another thing. Drink water. Stay hydrated. That was a big thing. I think it was Saturday morning. I was laying in bed, and I could just feel the dehydration. I could feel the dizziness, well, before I even got up. And I knew it was dehydration. So you've really got to take care of that. Sunday was day 7, and I don't know if it was from being in bed for so long and being inactive, but my back started really hurting. Lower back pain, and it would spasm every once in a while. And so I was trying to get up and stretch and do some things, but I was still so tired. And then I noticed these very fine purple veins in my feet. I'm going to see if I can attach a photo in here. I'm not sure that I have that expertise yet, attaching photos into YouTube videos, but I'm going to try. I've always had like bigger veins in my feet. I don't know if you can kind of see them in my hands, but these are like very fine, dark purple veins, and so it's kind of weird. Like, reminds me of a sci-fi video or something. I don't know. Day 8. Let's see. That's when I noticed that things were starting to taste really different and just not the way they should. Day 9. Day 9 is when I started taking the Zyrtec and the itching started getting better. Or actually day 8 was when I started taking the Zyrtec, and so by day 9 it was all better. I get hot flashes off and on, and you know, that's something, I haven't really had hot flashes like this in over a year, but these are like really, I have to keep a little hand fan handy because I'm just constantly doing this. By day 10, the itching was gone and my taste buds were gone. Yeah, there are a lot of things that I just can't taste anymore. Day 11 is when the first clump of hair came out, and it was just a little tiny, you know, compared to what it's doing now, it was nothing. It was more than I normally get when I put my hand through my hair, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my God. And took a photo of it. I'll see if I can attach that in as well. But then by the next day, by day 12, it was these just larger chunks of hair, more like what I tried to show you. And it's been, every day is like more and more and more. And it's especially bad in the shower. When you wash your hair and you're, you know, doing this, anytime you play with your hair, I've really been trying not to put my hands through my hair because I always do that. I'm always just, you know, pushing my hair back and fluffing it up, and so it's really been a chore not to do that. But like when I'm in the shower in the morning and I'm washing, it feels like I'm just taking all the hair out. It's all meshed in my hands. Make sure you put a fine strainer in your shower if you don't have one, because it will go through and clog your drain. So I think I've covered everything. Oh, I had this horrible acne breakout too. When was that? That was over the weekend. That was the day 4 I got that, I think. It was day 4 or 5 that the acne breakout happened. Just all over my chin, in those really big, horrible bumps, the hard ones. And, you know, when you're an adult, your acne is different, especially when you're over 40 or 50. Your acne is different than a teenager's, and you can't just go buy stuff off the shelf that'll work on it. And so, you know, here it is, like, boy, 12 days later, you know, and I'm still trying to deal with it. And so that's been a hard one too. You know, and the worst was that first weekend. So I've changed my chemo appointments to Wednesdays so that on Saturday I'll be at my absolute worst, you know, and I can stay in bed over the weekend. I don't have to call in sick to work because I know there is no way that I can work on that day. And, you know, I'm hoping that what I went through with the first chemo is kind of going to be how it's standard with the next, all the next ones. And, you know, for someone else it might be different. They might get hit 3 or 4 days later. They might get the next day. You know, it's kind of hard to tell. So kind of keep an open mind on your first chemo as to when something might happen. And, you know, whether it might, some people don't get that truck hit feeling at all. You know, I guess it's all personal. The only thing that's a surety from what I understand is that the hair will fall out. That's 100%. It's going to happen to everybody. Mine's happening sooner than they, you know, all of the websites and the doctors estimate. They say 2 to 4 weeks, and mine came out at, what did I say it was, 10 days? So not a lot sooner, but a little sooner. And they say the greatest amount of hair loss won't happen until after your second chemo, and, you know, it's still coming out in big chunks, and so I honestly don't think it's going to last that long. Like I said, I did go scarf shopping yesterday, and I think I look absolutely ridiculous with a scarf on my head. Oh, I should take these off. I think I look absolutely ridiculous with a scarf on my head, so I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. Of course, I probably look ridiculous bald, too. So, oh, one thing I did do is, you know, I had my eyebrows done over the weekend. That's why they look so dark right now. I've been wanting to have my eyebrows done for a long time because as you get older, especially after you hit 50, your eyebrows tend to thin out a lot. The hair on my eyebrows actually ends like way up here now. You know, it used to come way down here. Now it's way up here. This used to be all bushy. I used to have to shave it in the middle. Now I'd be hard-pressed to find a hair in there. So I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, and I figured this is a good time to treat myself to it. You know, and I figured you know, what's left up here is going to come out. So far it hasn't. After the second chemo it might. I don't know. I kind of hope it does, so it gives me a clean slate to work with. But, you know, at the same time, it's like the eyebrows are such a prominent feature. I was dreading the eyebrows more than I was the hair on my head. Although now that I'm losing the hair on my head, I don't know. Now that I have my eyebrows done, it's kind of it's like I don't really care about the eyebrow hairs. So I've been wondering about the eyelashes. I guess some people lose theirs, some people don't. I have very short lashes to begin with, so I don't know what I do. I've never been able to put on false eyelashes. It just, I just can't seem to do them right. They end up, you know, halfway up my eyelid, or hanging up on the side. I'm waiting for my underarm hair to fall out because I don't want it. I don't really have a lot left on my legs. That's, You know, another thing, as you get older, underarm hair, leg hair, it just sort of gets, I have very fine hair to begin with, and so it's just gotten finer and finer as time has gone on. You know, the last 10 years or so, probably even the last 5 years, it's gotten finer, and so it's just more invisible, and it hasn't been as much of a problem, but, you know, to see it all go would be fine. The pubic hair, that can go. I'd start fresh, but that is coming out a little bit, but not a lot. It's thinned a little, but not in great chunks like the top of your head. So I'm just kind of hanging in there right now, waiting for the next chemo section, which is next week. So I've got about 8 or 9 more days, and I'll go to the next chemo session. And so I will update you after that, and we'll see how it goes. And if you have any questions or comments, just put them down below or shoot me an email, and I'll see you later. Bye.